Hey guys, on my DT here. So I had started a video and it was kind of talking about my point, and I was recording on my phone, which is a no-no. But it's so easy sometimes, and I'm still doing that right now. Um, and of course, what happens? My wife calls and the video ends. So instead of like picking up from where I left off, I was just gonna say that pretty much the point of this video is to talk about why I'm having a hard time with YouTube and making content and staying up on it, because I kind of made a promise myself to make a video every single day. Real life gets in the way of that, but usually I make multiple videos and release them out, right? But lately I've kind of stalled on subscriber game and gain, sorry, not game, like subscriber game. No, but I've stalled on that. I'm at a plateau. I'm at 185. It was actually, I think I was like a little bit higher than that. I've lost a few, um, which is kind of hard. I mean, not hard because I know you're gonna lose some, but um, I think So the reason why I guess it's kind of being hard is because I got very fortunate that I started my channel and had a few subscribers before this whole Pokemon boom that I think Logan Paul, not the boom itself. Like, I feel like I hate when people attribute like something just to one person, like, oh, it's Logan Paul who really made this boom in Pokemon cards. Like, Pokemon cards were strong before Logan Paul, before me, before any. I mean, they've been strong since they came out, right? It's just whether or not they get like put in the mainstream attention of like them being cool, like, oh, cards are cool because Logan Paul did an opening and they're worth so much money, Um, but so I kind of got caught up in that boom on the social media side, and I feel like when I would release a video, it got a good amount of views, and it would translate to subscribers. And the opposite case is true now. I was probably averaging within a week 30 views on videos. Um, and now it's averaging maybe 10, 15 if I'm lucky. Someone's opened their door outside and just being obnoxious. I don't know why. It was like he just didn't shut his door. He like opened it, shut it, open it, shut it. Like, it was weird. Um, but it's just not translating. So it's kind of getting hard because like before, I think something that really like helped me out was like making a video, seeing the views get higher than I'm used to, getting seeing the subscriber number go up by one. I know it sounds stupid, but one, like just one or two, like was like this is working. It's great. And then not seeing that, getting less views, getting no subscribers is hard. So I'm gonna try to keep on producing content because this is why people quit. Like, this is true. They always say it, like they last 3 months or whatever. They have some statistic, like, all like 90% of people who make a channel only last so long, or never put whatever. But like, I put out a lot of videos, probably a little bit more quantity over quality at this point, but that's okay. Like, I just wanted to record what I was doing to start off with, so that's what it is. But and along with that, I think I've had some other um, struggles. Just with being, I've talked before about being a real estate agent, and before that, I was an insurance agent. And the insurance ended. I loved, I didn't necessarily love the job. Let's be honest. Like, I didn't like being a insurance agent, but I loved my bosses. I loved my quote unquote job. Like, I loved the community of it. They were great. Like, um, and I love the idea of being an insurance agent. And then just very negative, very, I'm just gonna say a very sad person. Um, use me as an excuse, and because of that, the insurance job wanted me to move, and I didn't, which was okay because I wasn't like super happy with actually being an insurance agent. So I kind of didn't bother me too much. But as I made clear earlier, I'm also a real estate agent. And the thing with real estate agents is, no matter how nice and honest and like forthcoming you are with people, most people are just going to treat you like crap because they just think you're out to get money from them and screw them over to do it, and you're talking outside your mouth. And so recently, that's kind of what I had happen, and I've been thinking about for a while. I mean, I already planned it, so I don't want to say like this was the cherry on the top, because I'd already said that I was probably going to be done being a real estate agent. I still have rental houses. I'm still going to like invest in real estate. Like, that's not stopping, right? But I'm just not going to be an agent. Um, But it was like I got a house under contract, and the people buying the house, similar age to me, a little bit older. I'm 24 years old, gonna be 25 here soon. So, um, 9 times out of 10 in this like insurance and real estate, most professional um, jobs, if you're in your 20s, you're gonna be younger than most people. Um, you know, a lot of people. I mean, my grandparents and my parents will still say, "Oh yeah, they're really young." I'll be like, "How old are they?" "Oh, like 37." And it's like, okay, well, that's 12 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? Or 13 right now. But so it's just kind of funny that's how that is. But pretty much this person called my boss and just pretty much said I was like talking outside of my mouth and bullshitting and doing all this stuff. And like I guess I was just really offended because I met this person at like it was like I mean it wasn't that early in the morning, but um, it was early in the morning. I think it was 8 my time, but I had to drive almost 45 minutes to meet them. So, I had to get up at 6 or so to get ready. I take long showers. um, and they asked like 3 questions. I answered them to my fullest ability. Um, and maybe sometimes, like, because I'm more of an abstract person, I don't always get like every single little detail right, but I get the idea right, if that makes sense. That sounds like a bad excuse, but it's really not. Like, it's kind of like when I do most of my videos and I try to explain something. I'm like, okay, here's the general idea, and then I try to go into details, and it starts getting a little sloppy. That's what I kind of mean. And then they small talked, and I small talked with them, and that was it. And I was like, man, I'm gonna get on my day. I mean, we talked about like I don't know what you call them, but like Tractor Supply and bomb guards, like. Um, I don't know a good word for them. Like we like supply stores. I don't know. Like I kind of think of them as like true country stores or whatever you want to say. But if you said it like a country store, most people think like a clothing store that sells like cowboy boots and stuff like that. But um, and that was it. And then it was like then I get called in by my boss and told that like oh he or they were like oh you're talking on the side of your mouth and you're being full of shit and all this stuff and they were worried like I don't know like and I'm just one of those people like you know I kind of like it sounds really like zoomery, but I vibe with other people. And what I mean by that is like I have a vibe, right? And it's generally like big-hearted, happy, like I want the best for everyone. And my problem is sometimes with having that is I'm sensitive. It's just the truth. I'm a sensitive person. A lot of people look at me and think I'm an asshole and whatever. And it's like, well, no, just because I don't want to get involved with your drama. Like I have a family and kids and whatever. Like so, usually, I don't give off like this idea of like when I'm in public or whatever that I really care to listen to this person or that person. And really, I live in a small town, and I haven't been an attractive dude for a while. I used to be very attractive in high school, and I know that sounds like very ridiculous to talk that way, but like, I mean, I was an athlete. I played all sports, and I stayed in shape, and I ran and lifted weights almost every single day, and watched what I ate. And in high school, and I didn't do that when I graduated high school. I had like probably a year, my freshman year in college, I stayed pretty active, but then my sophomore year, I just didn't, and I let myself go, and so now I weigh 255, which I've lost weight. I was 275, so I don't know if we can tell on earlier videos, and I still like I usually use my under chin as the guide, but you can still kind of see it. It really depends on the angle because if I go like this, you kind of start to tell that like I am losing weight, but like it's still for some people it's just hard to tell because I just even when I was skinnier, I was always self conscious because I have a bigger chest naturally, and even when I was muscular, I kind of looked like I had man titties. I'm not really. I mean, it just looked like I had pecs, but I mean, still, like when it would stick out on my shirts, and I don't know why I was self conscious about that, even when I was in shape. Um, but my point was, is I haven't been attracted for a while, but I live in a small town, so a lot of times when women, if they're single or younger, or even sometimes married, if they are very like seem very happy to converse in a non-conventional way, if that makes sense, I kind of shut it down. I kind of act like I'm not interested because, well, I'm married, I have kids. I'm not interested in any women in this town or anywhere else. But my point is that like, so a lot of times it's like I'm not a dick. Like I'm like I will talk to them and be like, hey, how's your day going? Blah blah blah. But if they kind of go past that, I'm usually like, okay, yeah. Can I just get my coffee, please? Like I'm okay. Like don't talk to me anymore, please. Which just like when I say it, I'm like, yeah, that's being a dick. But like I guess it comes from a place of like there's logic behind it. It's not I'm not just that way because I'm that way. I guess that makes sense. So but God, that like throws off my whole argument of like I'm sensitive and whatever. But pretty much, I guess what I'm trying to say is like most of the time I'm usually in a good mood and I feel good about myself and about my surroundings and my environment, all those things. And so like when a negative element is brought into that, um, I don't copy that element, but I let it ruin me almost in a sense. And a lot of people, well, you can't do that, blah blah blah. Not in that way. I just like I invest so much time in being a good person that when you're a good person to someone and they're bad to you, I guess that makes sense. Like they say you're full of shit or they blah blah blah, like whatever. Like it just hurts. It hurts me, and then I get upset, and then it's like I don't want to be nice to anyone, And then it's like almost like well, then I have that internal fight of like, well, Justin, you gotta be nice to people, um, you know, um, or you'll always burn bridges, and sometimes you can't rebuild them, So um, that's something that I've kind of dealt with. So that in a way, that's the reason why I decided to quit being or not. I don't want to say quit because I mean I could always like the next day call up another real estate company and whatever and probably work for them. Um, I my boss at my current agency, I don't have a problem with them or anything like that. I don't think we really match on our personalities a whole lot or our thoughts, if that makes sense. They are very like grounded in the sense of like they just list houses and sell them. They don't do anything else. Um, and I'm more of a relationship built. I mean, I'm not saying they don't have relationships, but they have relationships in the town because they've lived in the town for a long time, not because they built them. Whereas I'm more of a oh, you're interested in, you have a little bit of money and you're interested in real estate. Like, why don't we like look into things or, why don't, and I'm not saying those clash, but like, they're also very, they used to be a teacher too. So that's, one of the things that, I feel like very, like I'm not respected by them. And a lot of times, for example, instead of helping me, they almost are like, hey, do this paperwork, and then they want me to get something wrong instead of just being like, oh, hey, I fixed this next time, here's this note, or hey, hey, got the paperwork in, but you did this wrong. They want me to get it wrong so that they can get upset that I got it wrong, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense because like you know, I'm the type that, I've learned over the time, you can't just try to get everything perfect. You just got to do it and get it done. And if you don't, you're going to run into problems. Um, and I've kind of put that into filming this video. It's just like this, I just film. I don't worry about trying to get it perfect because if I try to get it perfect, I wouldn't be filming right now. I can always get better, but you can't, you know, in a sense, like it doesn't get worse than not doing it. I guess what I'm trying to say is you can be the bottom of the bottom, but if someone hasn't done it, they're still right here, even though you're the worst. You know what I'm saying? It's like the worst player in the NFL is still way better than anyone that never set foot on a football field, let alone all the people in between, right? But and I just don't like that. So a lot of times I found myself that when I would get a text or call or have to go in the office and kind of deal with them, I'd be in an upset mood because it was just very, always kind of in a negative way. And this person wasn't toxic. I don't want to throw it like that. It was just kind of a negative relationship in a way. Professional relationship, I say. And so, I kind of wanted to end it anyways. But then another incident that happened was I was showing a commercial property to a gentleman, and the owner just did not want to help me out on it at all. There was some rental properties, and I asked, the gentleman was most interested in the rental properties. The part of that business is it's kind of a multifaceted business. Um, and they're like, yeah, it's all worked out. So we go to look at the rental properties. The doors open. I walk in, and pretty much put my life in danger because the owner did not follow through on what they said, and the renter was pre-aggravated that we were in their house. And then when I told them about that, they went off on me pretty much and made it was like, this is all your fault. Like, you should call me, even though I did call them and they never answered. Even when I called them to show the property, they didn't answer. They texted me right back immediately. Which I mean, still is communication, but it's not the same, right? So just things like that, and then just generally over the years, like it's been that way with everything. Um, you say like, hey, um, you know, this house is gonna, you know, this is goodbye or whatever. And then it's like, well, yeah, that's what you would say. They take that negatively. When in all honesty, where I invest in real estate myself, and I'm, right now I'm in my starter home, and I'd like to upgrade to my um, forever home, if you want to say that at some point. It's like, I kind of look at it through that lens and give that perspective. And when people automatically like dog you down, so you're just trying to make money, so shut up and don't talk to me. Just show me the house and blah blah blah. Like, I don't like that, so that's why I'm not going to do it anymore. Um, and I know this kind of like got off on a tangent, but um, pretty much I just want everyone to know that I think sometimes a lot of YouTube creators get behind the camera and they're like, my life is great and I'm so happy and everything's going so great. And I just want you to know that even though I'm happy, even though I do have a great life, like I'm having a hard time. And some of it's just the climate of the world. Um, I live in a rural area, and this whole idea of like the whole mask and shutting down deal. Like, so I mean, literally, our state shut us down when we had no cases, and we didn't have cases for until last month. Think about that, right? And our government, our state government, like just try to do a blanket shutdown, and so now the sentiment is people don't want to shut down, and you know, and it looks like it might be going to a national shutdown, or even worse, kind of our governor gave it the power to do a state shutdown again. But you never know, just the sentiment of things going on. So with me kind of opening a store, which go figure. I mean, it's one of those things where the weird thing is I'm making it work. So I've been making money. It's just like when I look back, it was like I knew it would work even in this kind of 2020 climate. So I did it, but it's like, would it have been smarter not to do it? Yeah, it sure would have. Like, I guess I'm one of those Timmys that Alpha Investments Rudy is always talking about because, but I mean, I did it. So, I knew that it would work. I just had to do it. So, it's working. And then when things open back up, it will be a lot better. But, I sell mostly online anyways, and I needed the space. So, really, in a way, you can look at it like I'm really not opening a store. I've just got into more so, um, I'm paying for storage is what I'm doing. It's expensive storage, but hey, it's here. So guys, that's been all for me. I'm just gonna do it because they tell you that you need to tell people to like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe I'll say it 3 times. If you'd please subscribe, I'd appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, and we're gonna do the Hidden Fate Gyarados GX box, or the GX BOX, because it just, would you say the GX box? It sounds like you're talking about some kind of Xbox G or something like that, gangster Xbox. I don't know. So, but seriously, guys, it's on my DT. So subscribe if you want to. Subscribe if you don't want to. Subscribe if you don't feel like it. And turn on the notification bell. So peace out.